Hello and welcome to the Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Saturday, August 17th. First up, to start off with, we do have red flag warnings in effect for much of the southern Sawtooth and adjoining BLM lands, and then lots of the Twin Falls district, at least the eastern half, and then almost all of the Idaho Falls district BLM that comprises the Snake River Plain. And even for there, it's mostly southwest of a line that goes from Shelley to Atomic City and then over to Arco. So places southwest of there, we'll see winds gusting in excess of 30 miles an hour and relative humidity at the same time dropping below 15%. And this should persist from the mid-afternoon, about 1500 or so, until the early evening, around 2100. And this is why high pressure is dominating the area here on our surface weather depiction. And that is allowing a warming condition. You can see temperatures will start being in the lower to middle 80s for the Snake River Plain elevations, and even Stanley will be 74 degrees. And relative humidity is anywhere you see orange, it's below 15%, and so you can see a good portion of the Snake River Plain is especially that way. And then lots of drying out actually in the Caribou National Forest as well. It should be windy there. However, fuels are not critical this time for the caribou and the nearby BLM lands. Here's where the winds will be their fastest. This is sort of the peak around 6 p.m. or so. You can see this is sustained winds in excess of 26 miles an hour. So that means gusts into the 30s. Of course, that will die down overnight, and overnight lows fairly mild even for this time of year. High pressure continues here on Sunday and Sunday night. You can see continued warming, a lot of 90s now popping up in the lower elevations in the south central area, all the way to Pocatello, which will be at 90. And of course, with that spreading out of the lower RH, you can see widespread areas below 15% now. And that would even include places like Chalice. But see, the winds are shifting tomorrow evening and afternoon. They'll be further north, basically centered over the Arco Desert. And you can see they're not quite gusting as high. And so whether or not there's a fire weather watch issued for later this afternoon with this area is still a matter of conjecture. It's going to be one of those borderline locations or situations. And then overnight lows with kind of staying a little bit breezy. You can see there's still continuing very mild. And then on Monday, high pressure is still lingering around. I don't know if the stationary front will actually develop or not here. That could cause some cloud cover. At least it would be a temperature difference, much warmer temperatures down here in Utah, a little bit cooler in the north end of eastern Idaho. You can see here, though, there's no change in what's happening to the afternoon highs on Monday. And again, widespread, very dry conditions, probably some single-digit relative humidities in the core of the Arco Desert in this area. And not as windy. Sustained winds of 20 miles an hour, and that may get some gusts to 30 in the Snake River Plain. So again, we're kind of borderline situation in this area. Here's the extended forecast. If you want to look at closer detail, you can pause at this point. But you can see temperatures sort of peak out on Wednesday, then increasing cloudiness during the day on Thursday, and then more cloudiness on Friday afternoon. Will start kicking down the temperatures. However, through all of this, except for some breezy conditions for Thursday and Friday afternoons, there is no precipitation forecasted at all during this period through Friday. We'll see what happens with Friday, if a slight chance might creep in there, because there is an increase in moisture. But right now, it looks to be dry for the next 7 days. Any abbreviations here, CIM, SRP, are all explained below in the red lettering at the bottom of this slide. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number. Check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. If you have any comments or feedback for the content of the briefing, contact our webmaster at this email address. Thanks for watching.